Let's talk about the 3 fundamental practices to maximizing your productivity each and every week. Guys, this is the thing. As CEOs and entrepreneurs, we become so busy that often our head can feel like a computer with 300 tabs open, right? We've got a lot going on. How you fix that is by fundamentally having a select few principles and rituals that are complete non-negotiables week in, week out that you follow that enable you to stay ahead of your schedule, to stay ahead of your team, to stay ahead of your business, so you don't always feel like you're in catch-up mode. So please write these down, the 3 principles to maximizing productivity each and every week. Number 1, every Sunday, schedule your non-negotiables. If you're anything like me, every week is often different. There might be travel in some weeks. There's no travel in other weeks. You might be speaking some weeks. You might not be speaking other weeks. You might have certain team members in the office some weeks and not the other weeks. And so every Sunday, work out in this coming week, what are my absolute non-negotiables? And when I talk about non-negotiables in this first point, I'm actually talking about for you personally. So this is things like training, doing weights, yoga, running, meditation, time with kids, time with partner, these personal rituals and structurally ingraining them each and every week ensure that you remain whole, ensure that you remain fit and healthy. And I don't just mean that from a physical perspective, but perhaps more so from a mental and emotional standpoint. But counterintuitively, what you find, look at corporate CEOs, corporate CEOs that oversee 40,000 staff. They have structurally ingrained personal rituals that are absolutely non-negotiables. You hear about CEOs of banks that go to the gym every single day at 3 p.m. Anything could be happening and nothing breaks that pattern of going to the gym every day at 3 p.m. And so every Sunday, look at the week ahead, right? Given that most weeks will change, and go, where am I scheduling? What are my non-negotiables, right? That should be consistent every week. And where am I scheduling them for this particular week, right? The second thing in terms of maximizing your productivity is every Friday or Sunday or Monday, but around the end or the beginning of the week, review current month's performance of your business, right? So ritual number 1 was around you personally. Ritual number 2 is around commercial performance. Review the performance of the current month. Where are we in front? Where are we behind? Right? You want to develop a list of the things we need to do in order to achieve our monthly targets for that particular month. Now, these might be things we need to do or questions you need to ask if you can see in an area where lagging for whatever reason, you don't have all the information, or perhaps you don't have the solution. Who do you need to talk to? So what do we need to do, or what are the conversations you need to have or questions you need to ask in order to develop a holistic understanding of what we need to do end to end in the organization in order to continually be driving towards our monthly targets in the most effective way possible. And then lastly on that is to schedule the meetings and discussions accordingly, right? So you're going, where are we in front? Where are we behind? What do we need to do, or who do I need to speak to in order to develop a list of things that we need to do and develop my understanding so that I can continue leading the team, and then scheduling those discussions or send the emails or send the voicemails, whatever it might be, to get the answers required. But essentially the principle is this. You want to start 8 a.m. every single Monday morning. You want to have an exact plan for where the organization is this month and what exactly, with specificity and clarity, needs to happen this week in order, not just from you, but from your entire team, in order to drive the entire team forward. So number 2 principle for maximizing productivity is review current month's performance. The third principle for maximizing productivity week in, week out, and this might be my number 1 productivity tool I have ever found. It is that substantial, which is wake up every morning at 5 a.m. Right? Wake up every morning at 5 a.m. If you're a founder, CEO, or you're a leader executive in a business, undoubtedly every day and probably every night you have people needing your attention, needing your help, needing your support, needing your instruction, right? Needing your feedback. And that's great. That's the position that we have chosen to be in, right? So we can't complain about that. But what getting up at 5 a.m. does is a number of things. Firstly, it enables you to get any personal rituals done that you need to do, whether it's training, reading, meditating, writing, journaling, whatever it might be for you. Secondly, it enables you to get quadrant 2 work done. And quadrant 2 is a term I borrowed from Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Quadrant 2 is essentially what is important but not urgent. So this is stuff like planning. This is stuff like thinking. This is stuff like doing the work that needs to get done before it needs to get done, right? Good CEOs spend their time doing what's urgent and important. Great CEOs spend their time doing what's important, but not yet urgent, right? And so what getting up at 5 a.m. allows you to do is not just stay ahead of your personal rituals, but stay ahead of your entire business and your entire team. The hours between 5 a.m. and let's say 8 a.m. every morning are the most productive hours in my entire schedule. Not only are you most mentally alert and creative and intuitive and connected, you haven't gotten sidetracked by all the distractions yet. Stay the fuck out of the emails, by the way. That's not a fucking 5 a.m. thing. Do that shit when you get into the office. Don't get up at 5 a.m. and just do reactive work. That's the worst possible thing you can do. Get up at 5 a.m. and do the proactive work. What is the stuff? What are the personal rituals? But more importantly, the proactive work that you can do to stay ahead of your schedule, to actually feel like you're in control. Then you get into the office, 8:30, 9, whatever it might be, and you are in front. In the comments below, which are you committed to doing mostly? I'd like you to say 1, 2, and 3, but if you were to pick one out of the 3 rituals we've spoken about, what would they be? We spoke about on Sunday, scheduling your non-negotiables for you personally. We spoke about reviewing current month's performance. Where are we in the current month? And developing a list or the set of conversations you need to have in order to develop a list of what we need to do in order to hit targets this month. And then thirdly, getting up at 5 a.m. to stay ahead of absolutely everything. Give me a 1, 2, or a 3 in the comments below why that's most pertinent to you. I'll be there. Let's have a chat.